Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Billy Ho Sports. Deep diving the Colonial Downs card this weekend as part of the Arlington Million coverage. That preview video is out for your viewing pleasure, along with the Secretariat / Beverly D Stakes. Those two are together, so I got two videos for you to consume so far this week. And today we're going to look at the undercard, races 5 and 6, which are not part of like the late pick 5s or pick 3s or anything. That is the Petramalo Mile and the Tyson Gilpin. Those are the two races that are going to be on dirt. So I thought I'd put those together. There's some pretty good races. I don't have exactly lined out what all I'm going to do yet, but I do like some value. So next up, obviously Thursday, somewhere around Thursday is going to be the late pick 5 with the split the pot draw. So if you are new to the channel, check the description for details. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment, get you in the draw. Also, be smashing that like button and use the hashtag BHS to promote Billy Ho Sports. Greatly appreciated. Let's get started. Race number 5, Petramalo Mile, and we are going to the past performances right now. Okay, race number 5 is the Petramalo Mile, and it is 1 mile, 1 turn mile out of the chute. We start with number 1, Start Mo Up. And Joe Leiserwitz, I guess, Ben Curtis. Not interested in this one, although I do like Ben Curtis. He's even upticking his win percentage to 28%. So he's won since the last video we've done. Now, I typically start these type races looking at prime power. This one is a double-digit dog to the top ranked. 3-year-old gelding broke his maiden at Churchill Downs, but has already lost to a pair of rivals in the field. At Colonial, going 9 furlongs. The cutback should help, but post 1's been cold. So Hot Jock, cold post, 30-1. I probably have to pass on that one. La Hooligan, Greg Compton Jr., Alvarado rides 10-1, beat the previous horse by over a length, got second place, had to rally into a -20 closing pace, as you can see down here. Got the big 115 late pace figure, 94 Brisnet figure, which is very good. So one I could probably consider for a value play or an underneath use, but still those inside post positions on these one-turn mile or one-turn sprints like this at distance tend to be a little bit compromising. So number 3 is Optical. And Optical is Keith DeSormo and Axel Concepcion, close to within a neck. Very nice move. Credit jockey Axel for snagging that rail on the inside and at the turn and nearly getting him home. So if he repeats that performance, then he'll be in good shape, but facing a lot tougher company than 72K N1X. So the speed figures rank poorly, but they're not that bad. I mean, he does have a 92 down the way a little bit down here, but a little bit compromised. City of Light Colt should be a little faster. We'll have to see. Did show some pretty good rally on the Colonial Downs track, which is important. So one that's be hovering around a value on exotics play as well. But this is the one that we're probably going to have to look at the most is Flood Zone. That's Brad Cox and Ray Gutierrez will ride. Basically, the Gotham was kind of a stunner. Was I remember doing the videos leading up to the Gotham going, they are sleeping on this horse after this second place finish at 11-1, then went right back out and won it at 16-1 in the break the maiden on the state bred level. So then went over to Brad Cox on January 4th after that race. And so Brad Cox tunes him up, gets him ready in March and wins the Gotham, runs a 101 Brisnet. Just great speed all the way across, so everybody's gaga over Flood Zone. Well, they decided to ship him out to the Mideast to Meydan and for the UAE Derby, and it was just awful. 1 mile and 3/16 for a horse with average win distance of 6.6. It was inexplicable to me, and I think it was like one of the favorites. I can't remember, but lost by 17. And then, as many do, coming back from Dubai, came back and ran like shit in the Maxfield. So I trust Cox that he's going to have this horse reset back to a better form going a mile. I think the 7 furlong was just kind of a tune-up to see where he was at and just really lagged. Didn't really run very well. 87 speed figure is deceiving. So if he ran that poorly and got an 87, it puts him at a distinct advantage over this field. So Flood Zone, top choice so far. Lured Away is next. Stone Closer got the win July 23rd at Colonial, but wheeling back pretty quickly, I would say, for trainer Kenny McPeak. But won that race by length and over a Hooligan and the other ones. Looking for 3 in a row. He's got his work cut out for him if he wants to close into a horse like Flood Zone on the lead. It's going to be a tough order because I feel like Flood Zone is going to run back to that Gotham effort at Aqueduct back in March a lot more than I will a repeat of the Maxfield. I think he's a better horse than that. So Lured Away is going to be probably an exotics wannabe. Then you have Roar of the Beast that I was kind of looking at closely, and really roar. They heard the roar of the beast at on the Gulfstream dirt mile there, going 75K, because he launched like a beast and was up by 6 and then pushed it to 13 under Easy Ed Zahas and getting Tyler Gaffleon back. I like that. Safi Joseph, always really good with these 7 furlong to mile type one turn dirt races. I don't consider a mile a sprint. They consider a mile a route, but it's not exactly a two. I mean, I consider routes more 2 turns. So anything 1 turn, I still think you need speed for, and he's got that in spades. So we'll be looking closely at Roar of the Beast. And now we got Light Forever. I think I'm going to land on this one as my value play for the race. Pair of great wins at Parks. Trainer is 35% non-graded stakes, and that's over 40 starts. So that's a solid sample size. And then you have a 55% in the money. Guadalupe Preciado, Mexican trainer, low key. Andy Hernandez, low key, good East Coast dirt jock, specializes in sprints and 7 furlong, races kind of like this one. So I think it's a good fit for this 1 turn mile. And so we're going to keep an eye on the 8-1 Light Forever. And then you have Barbadian Runner, and that's Henry Walters trained. Henry Walters is a local kind of Maryland sort of in this little area of Virginia, Maryland, and then you got Parks in Pennsylvania, Delaware, like Monmouth. You see all these right around here. Laurel, local type trainer, did most of the damage early on in Laurel. And Forrest Boyce. Didn't know much about her, but she is actually a really low-key good jockey on turf. She's very patient, very methodical. I've watched some of these races where she's run on dirt like these two, and she really just doesn't even pull the crop out till halfway down the track. I keep waiting, I keep thinking, well, what's she waiting on? But then she got the horse there to second both times, so probably not good enough to beat Admiral Dennis anyway. And then I'm not really sure about this one. Might have been a little bit late to the party closing anyway. So maybe if she moves a little bit early, gets a little more aggressive, she's working really hard on her dirt talents, and she's getting better and better all the time, judging from the 100 in the Delaware Derby. And then a 90 is a drop, but it's still not. She still has a tough time getting mounts, as many female jockeys do. But I'm rooting for her. 9-2 morning line. She's got a shot here. So Barbadian Runner, closer number 8. And now Rolando rounds out the field at the 9 horse, coming off a 10-length defeat in the Lafayette at Keeneland way back in April. A pair of sprint victories prior to that at Gulfstream. Definitely going to be part of the early pace. I haven't decided what I'm going to do here because sometimes I look at the shipper stats and the 90 days away. 21%, that's pretty good, 90 plus. But see, 90 plus days away, that is such a deceiving stat. So is it 4 months or is it a year and a half? Big difference in trainer stats. I wish they would do like a 90 to 180 and then, then maybe 6, whatever after that. I don't know. But I would like to see a little bit better of a stat than that. But that does round out your field. And my first impressions go to Flood Zone. Looks like the top runner. Roar of the Beast, Light Forever is going to have the upside with the top speed figures. And Barbadian Runner is probably going to be in the mix. So I would key the number 4 Flood Zone on top. Maybe a key box, or if you feel that confidence, just a key, and then using the 5 through the 9 underneath. I would probably not key box and use that many horses underneath. I'd only come up with 3 underneath. I wouldn't go that deep because it starts doubling in price, obviously. Then the value play, number 7, Light Forever. So let's hit this race number 6, Tyson Gilpin, and we'll get finished up here. 7 furlongs this time around, and this is for 3-year-old fillies, and 100K. So similar start out from the chute, just a furlong shorter. And we're going to start with number 1, GW's Girl, and number 1 in prime power, sired by Munnings, who I like because by Spatestown, all kind of good pedigree for this type of 7 furlong distance, and definitely has some class advantage. Had a couple of really nice 92s in these 2 back-to-back stakes wins for 150K at Oaklawn, flashing some speed. And then the Beaumont was just a little bit over her skis. She finished fourth, but beaten 23 lengths, but then drops down in the mixed Preakness grade 3. Still a fourth place finish, but only 5 3/4 off of Echo Sound. So not too bad there. Still going to be dropping in class once again to this 100K stakes, non-graded. Good looking horse. Impulse Buy is next one up. Rod Brissett, Tyler Gaffleone. Definitely one to look at here. Returning to dirt, trying the old turf to dirt move here because didn't take to the dirt or didn't take to the turf much at all. Got beat by 10, worst speed figure on the board. Really bad run in the 8 Bills, but I'm willing to forgive a lot of fillies in that race. She ran a 100 and 110 early pace, just burned herself out with Pratt aboard. I'm not really sure what his mindset was going 7, like he was going to take it to the house on a fast sealed track. So he got beat by 8 lengths, finishing 8th. Was just gassed down the stretch and then came back to the turf to try that. So pretty good stats as far as shipping and coming off layoffs and whatnot. So Impulse Buy definitely on the board there. Third in Prime Power. Number 3 is Reputation, 6-1 morning line. And this one a pretty decent looking one too. A little bit light in the speed figures though, but did win her last race off the layoff at Ellis. She's a stalker with a grinder mentality. The breeding suggests that. You got Bolt de Oro, sired by Medaglio del Oro. So Bolt de Oro, more of like the precocious son of the grinder, Medaglia del Oro. So there's some breeding in there where these horses don't tend to give it up down the stretch very often. So good looking win going 7 furlongs at Ellis, July 13th. So gonna probably have to pick up the pace a little bit. So Castellano picks up the mount. We'll see. And this one is Zagruda. This is Brad Cox, Ray Gutierrez. But I'm not gonna go. Probably gonna take more money than due to the Brad Cox thing and the back-to-back wins, but really weak tight action in that slow ass -21 early pace, a 26 and 50 going a mile on the dirt at Indy Horseshoe and wins by 7 1/4. I mean, that's just somebody give this horse a challenge. So just loose on the lead, geared down late. So good effort, but not one I look to for the win, but could be possible for underneath use. 8-1 or 12-1 morning line for a reason. Then you have Nerazuri, 20-1, and this one is an interesting one. Angel Quiros is a 27% shipper, which is very small sample size, 11 races. That's 3 wins in 11 races. So not a big enough sample size for me to call this a legit stat. But second in the last race, ran an 87 in a stakes race, only for 75K, but the Azalea had more than one rival in it, and we'll talk about them in a minute. But really good with Perez aboard, and now gets Jorge Ruiz, good journeyman jock, 14% average winning percentage. So the game face prior to that, there's a few things I wanted to mention about this horse, and I know I'm probably going to go a little bit longer for a 20-1 shot, but I feel like it could be good value to at least use in your exotics. Ran over her expectations in the Azalea at 23-1. She closed within a half length of the winner. Her previous game face, she broke poorly, awful. She stumbled, spotted the field more than 3 lengths right out of the gate. So she got beat badly. And obviously she got beat by 25 lengths in the previous handicap, but she finished third. And you're like, well, she got beat by 25 lengths. Well, 19 of those lengths were by Claret Beret, who ran in the grade 2 Chicago at Churchill Downs and damn near took it to Vava. Was a big time effort. Claret Beret was a pretty touted horse for that race too. So she was absolutely gassed. That is the 5-horse Nerazuri down the stretch. So I thought it was a mistake after looking at it and after looking how wore out she was going down the stretch, trying to keep pace. She was the only one that tried to run with Claire Beret right here second, and then she was just got too far back and then held on for third. But they came right back May 31st, 20 days later, to run in the game face. And I think that had a lot to do. She broke and stumbled. And then in addition to the short turnaround, just no bueno there. So you can see, give her a break and put her at 7. She runs a lot better. So I think a pretty good chance to maybe do some damage here. And now we have Complexity Jane and another one. There's a lot of good horses that are like 10 to 12 to 15-1 in this race. Brittany Russell trains, Javian Toledo. You can see almost wins the first 3 races right out of the gate, including this minor stakes race at Laurel. and then tries the grade 3 Delaware Oaks and doesn't get there. Goes a mile in a 16th, so it is a cut back to 7 for her. She was on the lead or close to it. She bobbled inside, retreated. So I think maybe she'll be in for a better run this time, but I don't know that I'm going to get there. But I do think the 7 furlong could be the sweet spot. So we'll see. Coco Abario is 15-1, and that is making a jump in class after the 5.5 furlong win. Going to be stretching it out from the Gulfstream synthetic. This one I don't care too much for. Hasn't actually been on dirt. Been two all-weather Gulfstreams, and one that was pulled off the turf to the all-weather Gulfstream, and one on the turf. So it's a wait and see. You'll have to prove it to me. Your second prime power could be an underlay. We'll see what happens. But the Perez boys here got to be related. I don't know that for sure, but I'd be stunned if they weren't. And plus cheap, 25K. Come on. Dancing Magic is a good Magic filly who's by Curlin. Good Magic by Curlin. Obviously, Dornock and that whole Puka by Big Brown saga that we went through this year with the 3-year-olds. But anyway, good one. May improve, second off the layoff, returning to a sprint, cutting back to 7, ran a big 81, was kind of on the lead and then kind of gave it up late, going at Colonial. So I didn't really care for that. Going a mile at Colonial, I would have liked to have seen a little more stick-to-itiveness by the horse. So probably won't make the ticket. Number 9, Decadent, definitely one that is probably going to garner some attention, even though it's only getting 9th in prime power. It's Kenny McPeak, it's Brian Hernandez, it's breaking the maiden right out of the gate, and then going up to 200K optional claiming in one X company and winning by 3 lengths on the first Lasix. So she's proven she can win without Lasix. So I'm not worried about going off the meds for that. Sharp 4 furlong workout. Also, hot trainer. Kenny McPeak's already got 5 wins and 17 starts over the Colonial meet. So this one's one you got to take notice of, no doubt. So August 1st, the 47 4/5 work was the sharp work I referred to. And now we've got, it's either Fetty or Fide. I don't care which it is, but this one's pretty good too. 10-1, ran third behind one of the rivals here, and under Jarmio was actually probably rushed up on the pace a little bit too fast early on, coming out of the 5 post there, and just kind of yielded late, going 7 furlongs. So getting Johnny V up, a veteran, more patient, better with younger horses, more immature horses, things of that nature could give this horse a better ride. Definitely going to be looking to be on the early pace. So I trust Johnny V to get after it here. But the trainer is 0 for 9 shipping and 7% winning percentage overall in 56 starts. So that's not very good. Now, this one is going to be the interesting one. I want to see what happens here. Number 11 is Kimchi Cat, Tom Amos, Ben Curtis, 15-1, returning to dirt from the 5.5 sprint on the turf, which didn't do much good. Broke out, bumped, probably had a real bad trip in the pea patch. But the 8 bells was no bueno either. Definitely over her head there, and likely didn't like the surface, but did contend and just caved in. Just much better horses. But you can see the Purple Mountain down here at Oaklawn was very good. Good speed figures and got it done by 4 lengths, going away with Bayerano aboard. Down here, similar, off the turf, 5.5, getting it done. Going a mile in the Pocahontas wasn't very good. So graded stakes are no good for this horse. But just something, maybe call it a gut call or whatever. But the Hot Jock, 28% win percentage, 21% shipping, returning to dirt, sharp workout right here, 5-59 bullet out of 10 or out of 15, first of 15. I always like those sub 1 minute 5 furlong workouts. So I think Kimchi Cat is going to be my value play. 15-1 is juicy, but I don't know that she's going to hold that kind of price. So that'll cover us there. Just to briefly cover what we talked about. The rail in the inside looks like not the best spot to break from in these long races out of the chute there, going 7 furlongs in a mile. But I'm not really sure. 0 for 6 so far, 7 furlong events. I forgot to look at the mile to see what the record is, but it's not that good either. So like I said, 11 Kimchi Cat looks like my value play. Not so sure she doesn't get bet down to maybe even the second or third choice on the board. But like I said, the number 10 Fide has value potential as well. Like I said, Johnny V up. Decadent is improving, working sharp, 3 wins already and 7 starts at Colonial Downs from a peak I mentioned before. Complexity Jane, good early foot, nice draw. And then you got the number 5, Nerazuri, is going to be the long shot value. But then I didn't mention the other ones that the top 3 are pretty much the favorites, especially the 1 and the 2. The 1, GW's Girl, I'm going to have to see what the odds are on that. If they start to tick up and you get that overlay price, I might look at it. But like I said, maybe play the percentages, and that inside rail post isn't good. So would maybe go against her there. And then number 2, not a lot better for impulse buy, but could be popping moving back to dirt. So I'm not all the way sure on this race just yet. So like I said, always check back Saturday morning post scratch, because one of these horses might be scratched out, and then we'll make it easier to determine where we're going to go. But like I said, I might do like a win place on Kimchi Cat, and then use horses like 1, 2, 9, 10 underneath. And obviously those long shot plays are 5 and 6. So check back on Saturday for the pinned comments, updating selections, especially on those pick 5s. Yet another blockbuster week of racing content here at BHS. So remember to get your name in that split the pot draw coming up Thursday. You have to be a subscriber, and you have to leave a comment, click that like button on your way out, and we'll see you soon.